been sitting with something and they have not said a word. They want to reach out, they want to connect, but they keep pulling back. What is holding them back is not what you would expect, not at all. It is not that they moved on. It is not that they stopped feeling. The truth is, they do not want you to see how much they miss you. They are guarding that feeling, protecting it, and doing it very deliberately. Showing that kind of vulnerability feels like losing something to them. The cards are not letting that stay buried. Not today, not with this energy. What is underneath the silence is so much louder than anything they have said. If this connection has felt quiet lately, if it felt like they disappeared, stay here, because the cards are telling a very different story from what the surface shows. The energy between you two right now is not dead, it is very much alive. This person thinks about you often, more than you know, more than they admit. There is a wall up, yes, but behind it something they cannot shake loose. The pull towards you has not gone away. It has actually been growing quietly. They are watching. They are paying attention and caring far more than they show. That is the energy we are starting with. And the cards will walk through every layer. What this person has been keeping inside is at the center of this entire reading. The first card for the overall energy is giving us a very direct message. It is showing restraint, a person holding back deliberately, almost painfully. So they are not gone, not over you. They are simply overwhelmed by what they feel. That depth of emotion, that overwhelm, is exactly what created all of this distance. This person is not sitting in peace right now, not comfortable with this silence. They are wrestling with their own feelings, and that internal battle is very real. The desire to reach out has been there, but pride keeps stepping in the way. They do not want to look like they care more, so they stay silent instead. There are words that have lived in their head, thoughts they keep coming back to. They have typed something out, they have gotten close, and then pulled back again. Every single time the wall goes back up and the silence stretches on a little longer, what the cards want you to hear is that this silence is not emptiness at all. It is a person carrying too much, not knowing how to put any of it down. That is what sits on their side, and that is what this reading is here to uncover. Now the cards are also showing something about how this person handles big feelings. They tend to go inward, they tend to pull away, and they do it instinctively. The bigger the feeling gets, the further they retreat. It is a pattern with them. From your side, it probably looks like they checked out, like they just disappeared. From their side, they are feeling everything quietly and carrying it all alone. The cards are clear, this person has not moved on, they have not let go. They believed if they stayed quiet long enough, the feeling inside would eventually fade. It has not faded, it has gotten stronger, and that is even surprising to them. They did not expect to still feel this much. After all of this time, the Seven of Cups is here, showing how much they replay things inside their mind. They picture reaching out, they imagine how it goes, and they talk themselves out of it. There is real fear here, a fear of trying and not getting the response they need. So they stay in the space of maybe because maybe feels safer than a real answer. The cards are very clear about that. Something here is not done, and both of you feel it. There is a longing sitting underneath everything, a genuine ache they carry quietly. They miss the closeness, they miss what was there, and they sit with that daily. There is so much feeling still there, still pointed your way, still waiting for somewhere to land. Let us continue and see what is on your side next. They miss the connection, they miss the closeness, and they sit with that quietly every day. There is so much feeling still there, still pointed your way, still waiting for somewhere to land. This person has a private world inside, a place where they hold things they do not share. You take up real space in that private world, and they feel that weight every single day. Now let's move forward and see what is coming through. The cards are now turning to your side, and there is a lot of emotion here. You have been holding something too, and it is time to talk about what that looks like, because this is not one-sided. Your feelings in this are just as layered as theirs. There is a part of you that already sensed something shifted in the energy. You felt the distance, you felt the pullback, and it landed in a deep place. Maybe you tried to let it go. Maybe you told yourself to move forward without them. Something inside you kept coming back to this person, kept wondering what was really going on. The Two of Cups is here, showing the emotional bond that still exists between you two. This is not just a one-way connection. This runs deep on both sides of this. Your heart has stayed open even when your mind tried very hard to talk you out of it. There is a softness in your energy, a willingness to reconnect if the right door opened. You have not fully closed off. You stayed open, and that took more strength than you know, that openness. That quiet willingness is something the cards are acknowledging very strongly. Because it takes courage to stay soft after silence, to stay hopeful after being left wondering. The Four of Cups is showing up here, speaking to the emotional weight you have been carrying. There have been days where you questioned everything, replaying moments looking for answers. Days where you wondered if you misread things, if you imagined a closeness that was not there. The cards want you to know you did not imagine it. What you felt was always real. This person felt it too. They got scared of it, and that fear drove the distance between you. Your intuition about this connection has been right all along, and the cards confirm that the confusion you felt is not a sign you are wrong. It signals real depth. Because when something truly matters, the uncertainty around it feels so much heavier. You care about this person, you care about this connection, and pretending otherwise never worked. There is a tenderness in your energy, a care that has not gone cold. Even through the silence, even through the questions, that care has been sitting right there. The Empress energy is coming through for you, showing your emotional strength and patience. You held this with grace, even when it felt heavy, even when answers did not come. That is not weakness, that is strength. One of the most powerful things a person can carry. Now the cards are also showing something about the protecting you have been doing. You may not have shut down completely, but a part of you pulled back to stay safe. That is natural, that is healthy, and the cards are not judging that choice at all. Beneath those walls, though, there is still a great deal of feeling very much alive in you. The Knight of Cups is here, showing the part of you that still believes in this deeply. That part of you has not given up, still holding space for something real to happen. There is hope in your energy, quiet hope, the kind that never makes noise but never leaves. You have been protecting yourself, yes, but you also left a door slightly open this whole time. Like a part of you knew that this story between you two was not finished yet. The cards are validating that feeling, the sense that more is here, more that has not played out. Your energy in this reading is showing someone who is ready, who has done the inner work. Simone, who sat with the uncertainty, processed it, and arrived at a place of quiet readiness. When movement comes, when this person finally stops holding back, you will be prepared for it. There is a quiet resilience sitting in your energy, and the cards are highlighting it clearly. You did not fall apart. You did not chase. You held yourself steady through all of this. That steadiness, that quiet strength, is part of what makes you so magnetic to this person. They sense it. They feel that groundedness in you, and it pulls at them. The Star card is here, bringing in a sense of renewal, hope returning after a hard season. Things have felt heavy, yes, but the energy is beginning to lift, and your cards reflect that. Your energy right now is one of quiet power, and the cards are very clear about that. Hold that version of yourself. It is the strongest place you can be standing right now. Now let's go deeper and see what is underneath this. We are now looking at their motives, at what is driving their behavior behind the scenes. It is not random. It is not careless. There is something very deliberate behind their silence. The cards are showing that this comes from a place of fear, a specific and deep-rooted fear. Not fear of you, but fear of what caring this much about you actually means for them. The depth of what they feel has caught them off guard completely. They did not plan to feel this strongly. They did not expect to still be here emotionally. The Five of Wands is here, showing the internal conflict that is living inside this person. There is a war inside them, between reaching out and pulling back. One side says go, the other says wait, and that loop has gone on for a while. The motive underneath it all is self-preservation, pure and simple. They are trying to protect themselves. They have been hurt before. They have opened up before. And that history sits inside them quietly. It makes them cautious. It makes them slow. It makes them guard instinctively. When feelings for you started getting real, something old inside them triggered without warning. Pull back, stay quiet, do not show how much you care, protect yourself before someone else does. That is the pattern running beneath all of this, and the cards are laying it out very clearly. This is not about anything you did wrong. This is about what they are still carrying inside. The High Priestess is here as well, showing that this person is very driven by their intuition. They sense things deeply, they feel things strongly, and they trust that internal knowing. Their gut has been saying that you matter, that this connection is real, that it means something big. Their past, their walls, their old wounds have been pushing back against that feeling every day. They are caught between what they feel at a soul level and what their fear keeps telling them. That tension, that constant push and pull is at the center of why they have gone so quiet. The Strength card is here, and it is pointing directly at who this person is underneath it all. It is showing someone with real emotional capacity, someone capable of depth and real vulnerability. They have the ability to open up, the strength to be honest, but not yet. Something is still gripping those walls, something inside is not fully ready to let them down. The motive here is not cruelty, it is not indifference, it is deep and quiet self-doubt. They wonder if they are enough, if you would even still want this from them. The silence has gone on so long, they wonder if the door is still open. They do not know where you stand, and that uncertainty has been very loud. It is almost ironic. You are both holding back, both carrying feelings neither of you has fully said. Both waiting, both wondering, both circling something real, without being the first one to name it. That is what sits underneath their motives, a mirror of what is on your side of this connection. The Chariot is also here, showing that beneath all the hesitation, there is a real drive in them. There is a part of them that wants to act, that is getting restless. That part has been getting louder, pushing past the fear, building toward something decisive. The motive is shifting, moving from protect yourself to I cannot keep carrying this alone. Holding it inside has started to feel heavier than the risk of actually saying something would. They are approaching a tipping point with their own emotions, and the cards are catching that clearly. Something in them is preparing, building quietly, getting ready to finally make a move. The motives behind the silence are slowly becoming the motives for finally breaking it. There is also a pride element here, a stubbornness that they are slowly having to reckon with. They built a wall, they committed to staying behind it, and now backing down feels hard. Like admitting they were wrong to go quiet, like showing a weakness they swore they would not show. But the cards are showing that pride is beginning to cost them more than it is protecting them. Every day they hold back is another day carrying this weight, and they are tired. The exhaustion of carrying all of this quietly is starting to outweigh the comfort of staying hidden. The Queen of Cups is here, showing a softer, more feeling side of this person breaking through. The emotional, tender part of them is pushing forward, asking to be heard, asking to be heard, asking to connect. That Queen energy is beginning to take over from the fear, and that is a significant shift. It is the part of them that loves deeply, that misses genuinely, that wants to stop pretending. That part of them has been waiting a long time, and the window is finally opening. So what the cards are ultimately showing is a person in transition, moving toward you, not away. Now let's move into the next layer and see what is coming through. This is where the cards get specific about what this person is actually about to do. There is movement coming, and the cards are showing the shape of it right now. The energy here has shifted. It feels different from what we were seeing before. It is less about what they are holding back and more about what they are preparing to release. The first card for this section is showing action, a decision that is forming inside them. They have been going back and forth for a long time, but something has recently begun to settle. A quiet decision is being made on their end, not announced yet, but it is taking shape. The Ace of Wands is here, and that is a powerful card for new beginnings and fresh movement. It is a spark. It is the first real movement after a long period of silence and stillness. This card is saying the energy between you two is about to ignite in some form. They are going to initiate. It may come quietly at first, but it will be intentional. A message, a reach out, a small signal, something that cracks open a door. This is not going to come as a grand gesture. It will arrive gently, almost carefully. Think of a door opening, just a crack enough to let some light through, enough to signal something. They will test the waters first, watching how you respond, reading the energy carefully. The fear has not fully left, but it is no longer the one driving their decisions. What is driving now is the longing, the missing, the part that has had enough of the quiet. The Two of Wands is here, showing them at a crossroads, looking out and weighing a direction. They have sat with this, they have weighed it, and they are beginning to choose a path. That path is pointing toward you slowly, with quiet intention behind every step. The reaching out that is coming will carry vulnerability attached to it. Even if it looks casual on the surface, there will be real depth sitting underneath it. Every word will be deliberate, every move will mean more than it appears to show. This person, when feelings are involved, does not do anything lightly or without thought. What they are about to do is the result of a long inner process, not a quick impulse. The Page of Cups is showing up, bringing in a tender and gentle communicative energy. It is the energy of reaching out with an open heart, even when the words are kept soft. This person is about to express something emotional, something that has been stored a long time. It may come as a simple check-in, something that looks low stakes from the outside. Underneath that check-in will be the beginning of a real and honest conversation, one that could open things back up, one that could shift where everything currently stands. The timing the cards are pointing to feels close. It feels like it is already in motion, not far off, not months away. This is energy that is actively building toward a move. The Knight of Wands is also here, adding momentum and fire to what is already forming. This energy does not sit still for long. It builds and then it moves, and it is moving. An urgency is developing on their end, a sense that waiting any longer will cost them something. That urgency is what will finally push them past the last bit of fear still holding on. When they do reach out, the cards are showing it will feel genuine, it will feel like them. Not rehearsed, not performed, but real, the kind that only comes after a long inner journey. Choosing to break the silence after all of this takes everything they have been building inside. There is also something showing specifically around their energy in the days ahead. The cards are picking up on a restlessness in them, a kind of inner pacing that signals preparation. Like someone who has decided internally and is now gathering the nerve to act. They are not going back anymore. The internal debate is winding down. The choice has been made. The World card is whispering in the background here, showing completion of one inner cycle. The cycle of holding back, of self-protecting, of staying silent is ending for this person. Hold your ground, stay in your peace, and let what is already moving find its way to you. Now let's go ahead and dive in. This part gets intimate because we are going into what this person has never said out loud. The hidden confessions, the private desires, the things that live in them without a voice. What they carry in secret is more than anyone looking from the outside would ever guess. They present one thing to the world and feel something completely different underneath. The first confession the cards are showing is how often they think about you in quiet moments. Not occasionally, not just when something triggers a memory, but consistently, every single day. You cross their mind in the morning. You appear midday, in moments with nothing to do with you. They hear a song, they see something small, and you are suddenly at the front of their mind. They have tried to redirect that, tried to focus elsewhere, tried to move that energy somewhere new. It has not worked, and that is something they have never said to a single soul. The Moon card is here, pulling back the curtain on what this person has been keeping buried. Beneath the silence and the distance, beneath the wall, lives a deep and private emotional truth. They are deeply invested in this connection, fully, quietly, and far more than they have shown. That word fully is not being used lightly here. The cards are saying it with intention. What they feel for you is not something they can simplify or put into a box easily. It is layered, complex, and one of the most genuine things they have ever felt. The second confession coming through is how much they regret handling this the way they did. There is guilt in them, a quiet shame about going cold, about pulling away like they did. They know it was not fair, they know it left you in an uncertain and uncomfortable place. That knowledge sits in them daily, adding weight to what they already carry. They have replayed it, wished it went differently, had internal conversations about what they should have done. There is a version of events in their head where they stayed, where they did not go quiet. That version lives in them as a longing for a path they did not take. The Six of Cups is here, bringing in a deeply nostalgic energy from their side. They miss the ease of what you two had, the comfort, the way things flowed so naturally. There is a warmth they attach to you specifically, one they have not been able to find elsewhere. They have been around other people, tried to move forward, but something keeps feeling hollow because you set a standard of connection and nothing since has been able to reach it. That is a confession they would never say directly, that they have quietly compared everything to you. The third confession, and this is the biggest one, is that they want more than they are showing. They do not just want contact, they do not want to simply clear the air. What they actually want is to rebuild, to try again, to see if it can return. They have pictured it, imagined the details, and the picture is very specific in their mind. It is not just a conversation, it is not closure. They are longing for something much fuller. They want closeness again. They want to share things again. They want to be someone you choose. That private desire is one of the strongest energies in this entire reading right now. The Lover's card is here, confirming everything these confessions have been pointing toward. There is a genuine pull here, a real desire for something that feels whole and chosen. They are not missing you casually. The longing is deep, and it involves all of them. Their deepest hidden desire is to stop pretending they have moved on and come back honestly, to stop hiding behind the wall and show up as the person who has been waiting behind it. To finally say, I have missed you, I never stopped, and I am ready to admit that. That confession is very much alive in them, and it is pushing them toward movement. There is also a hidden desire around safety, around feeling chosen without having to beg for it. This person wants to be loved freely, in a way that does not require them to perform. They want to be accepted as they are, walls included, without having to explain themselves. With you, they have felt glimpses of that, a sense that they could be fully themselves. That rare feeling is something they have held on to quietly, something they do not take for granted. And with you, they have let themselves more than they have let on, more than they have admitted. Okay, now let's see what is here. We are in the final stretch, and the cards are closing out with something meaningful. The near future, the advice, and the final message are all coming through right now. What the cards want you to take from today is important, so stay with me. The first card for the near future is showing a real shift in the energy. Something that has been locked in place is beginning to move, and you are going to feel it. The communication that has been blocked, the words held back, are starting to find a way out. Not in a chaotic or overwhelming way, but in something quiet, steady, and deliberate. Think of water, held back for a long time, finally beginning to move again through a small opening. That is the energy of what is coming, building slowly but building with clear direction. This person is going to reach out. The cards are showing it clearly. It may not arrive as everything at once, but the door is opening, and that matters. The first contact will carry weight, even if the words themselves seem light on the surface, because both of you will feel it, the sense that the silence has officially been broken. The Justice card is here, bringing in a theme of balance and alignment returning to this situation. The scales are leveling, and what you have been carrying alone is about to be shared. This person is going to show up in a way that acknowledges the silence even without naming it. The effort behind their reach out will say more than whatever words they actually choose. Now the cards are showing something about your role in what comes next. This is not just about receiving what they bring, it is about how you hold yourself through it. The advice coming through is to stay grounded, stay rooted in your worth, stay in your energy. When they reach out, part of you may want to close the gap as fast as possible. The cards are saying, let things rebuild slowly, do not rush past the moment. Let their actions show you something over time. Let words be backed by consistency. You do not have to be cold. That is not what this is asking, not even close. What the cards are asking is for you to honor what you went through and not minimize it. You waited, you stayed open, you held yourself steady without chasing, and that matters. Do not let the excitement of movement erase the standard you built during the silence. The star card is here, bringing in a genuine and grounded sense of real hope. Not projection, not wishful thinking, but something that is actually anchored in what the cards see. The energy around this connection is moving toward warmth, toward light, toward something alive. The cards are showing a version of this story where silence becomes the start of something honest, where you both return with more clarity, more openness, more truth than you had before. That version is what all of this has been building toward, closer than it has felt. The final card is the Ten of Cups, and it is a beautiful way to close. It is a card of emotional fullness, of connections that find their way back to wholeness. It is not saying everything will be perfect. It is showing that something real is possible here. That what lives between you two has enough foundation to become something lasting. Do not write this off. Do not decide the ending before the story has finished. What is coming through for you is not the end, it is the beginning of something new. A version of this connection tested, deepened, and more honest because of everything it survived. Hold that vision, stay in your ground, and trust that what is meant for you will find you. There is also an energy of relief coming through for you in the near future. A sense of something finally lifting, of a weight you have been carrying starting to ease. Because when they reach out, part of what releases is the not knowing, and that has been heavy. The not knowing is one of the hardest things to carry, and it is ending. Clarity is coming in stages, in small moments, but it is coming, and it is real. The Ace of Cups is in the background here, showing the potential for emotional renewal between you, a fresh emotional beginning, not erasing what came before, but building something cleaner on top of it. The chapter turning now has a lot more warmth, a lot more truth waiting inside it. The cards have so much love for your journey today, and so do I. Take what resonates, leave what does not, and know that something good is already on its way. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. The near future, the advice, and the final message are all coming through right now. What the cards want you to take from today is important, so stay with me. The first card for the near future is showing a real shift in the energy. Something that has been locked in place is beginning to move, and you are going to feel it. The communication that has been blocked, the words held back, are starting to find a way out. Not in a chaotic or overwhelming way, but in something quiet, steady, and deliberate. Think of water, held back for a long time, finally beginning to move again through a small opening. That is the energy of what is coming, building slowly but building with clear direction. This person is going to reach out. The cards are showing it clearly. It may not arrive as everything at once, but the door is opening, and that matters. The first contact will carry weight, even if the words themselves seem light on the surface. Because both of you will feel it, the sense that the silence has officially been broken. The Justice card is here, bringing in a theme of balance and alignment returning to this situation. The scales are leveling, and what you have been carrying alone is about to be shared. This person is going to show up in a way that acknowledges the silence even without naming it. The effort behind their reach out will say more than whatever words they actually choose. Now the cards are showing something about your role in what comes next. This is not just about receiving what they bring, it is about how you hold yourself through it. The advice coming through is to stay grounded, stay rooted in your worth, stay in your energy. When they reach out, part of you may want to close the gap as fast as possible. The cards are saying, let things rebuild slowly, do not rush past the moment. Let their actions show you something over time. Let words be backed by consistency. You do not have to be cold. That is not what this is asking, not even close. What the cards are asking is for you to honor what you went through and not minimize it. You waited, you stayed open, you held yourself steady without chasing, and that matters. Do not let the excitement of movement erase the standard you built during the silence. The Star card is here, bringing in a genuine and grounded sense of real hope. Not projection, not wishful thinking, but something that is actually anchored in what the cards see. The energy around this connection is moving toward warmth, toward light, toward something alive. The cards are showing a version of this story where silence becomes the start of something honest, where you both return with more clarity, more openness, more truth than you had before. That version is what all of this has been building toward, closer than it has felt. The final card is the Ten of Cups, and it is a beautiful way to close. It is a card of emotional fullness, of connections that find their way back to wholeness. It is not saying everything will be perfect. It is showing that something real is possible here. That what lives between you two has enough foundation to become something lasting. Do not write this off. Do not decide the ending before the story has finished. What is coming through for you is not the end, it is the beginning of something new. A version of this connection tested, deepened, and more honest because of everything it survived. Hold that vision, stay in your ground, and trust that what is meant for you will find you. There is also an energy of relief coming through for you in the near future. A sense of something finally lifting, of a weight you have been carrying starting to ease. Because when they reach out,